it for 3 years. At the heart of the most modern motor plant in Europe, behind this door, the newest shape in cars was conceived and became real. This factory planned to build a car utterly new, yet worthy of a long history of fine engineering. Better than anything that had gone before. Different from all the others. A car that would look ahead from 1958. So 3 years ago, at the styling manager's desk, began the genesis of a design to meet the tastes of tomorrow. And thus, at first in hundreds of artists' drawings, in conference and comparison, proposal and rejection, the evolution gathered pace of Type PA. It was under that non-committal project title that the newest Vauxhall six-cylinder models underwent their long development, until, when they were unveiled in Paris on October the 3rd, 1957, they inherited the famous names Velox and Cresta. Meanwhile, the engineers have been packing in the plant and starting it, cloaked in a black disguise, on its long months of tests, proving the punch of the latest, most highly developed form of the famous Vauxhall 2¼ six-cylinder. To achieve a hill climb test that could go on indefinitely, they loaded the car until it put forth maximum torque all the time, and they learned all they wanted to know about cooling, lubrication, and durability. But there's more to a car than the engine. You wouldn't drive your car over an endless succession of potholes and manhole covers, but it's nice to know that prototypes have stood up to this sort of thing, mercilessly hammering frame, steering, and suspension, hour after hour, day after day. But England can't provide all the testing grounds that modern car designers need. So they put their prototypes in an air freighter and headed them for the autobahns and rugged mountains of Europe, seeking continuous flat-out highway driving and days on end of stiff grades and bad service. the world's roads aren't autobahns, but this car has been developed to cope with them all. Its breadth and balance allow it to corner without roll, to brake and accelerate without pitch. Everything works just as it should. It's lucky these men are good drivers as well as good development engineers. See what I mean? Here we go again. Well, it doesn't seem to worry him. Surely this is a great day for any family. The finer the car, the sweeter the joy. And there are no sweeter lines in fine cars than this new Vauxhall Cresta shows. This is motoring in the modern shape, graced in the colors of tomorrow, set off in its distinctive style by bright work of chrome and stainless steel. This is the shape that is low, wide, and handsome.
Miss Jones? Continue, please. Copy, page 4, over, all, size, and related.
Related detailed dimensions have been selected and matched with very great care. Balanced proportions, which contribute so much to good looks, also favor overall...
Overall size and related detailed dimensions have been selected and matched with very great care. Balanced proportions, which contribute so much to good looks, also favor maximum interior roominess. Wise design for our now so crowded motoring days. The most internal space within the least external size. Stable, comfortable width without clumsy length or unsightly height becomes essential. And comfort in all ways becomes more important. It's a foolish designer, for example, who trips over this little portion of the human frame. Ladies used to hang a bustle on it. They say you can tell a man's age by it. In a car, you sit on it all the time. Today's car must be easy to get in and stay in. A place for everything and everything in easy reach. There's been lip service to this aim often enough. Here it's put properly into practice.
a nice car.
What is?
This new one, this Viva.
Viva. Marvellous how time flies, isn't it? Thanks, love. 3 years we've been on it now in development. Well, straight up. I've never been in on a program like it. Toughest thing I ever saw.
Tough indeed. It is a tough job to produce the ideal modern family and business car. Spacious and mechanically outstanding, with top speed and acceleration to beat the others, plus handling and braking of the finest. This was the plan. It took 3 years of development and 21 months of brutal test track pounding through all seasons and all weathers to prove it practical. The test engineers roamed far beyond their private proving ground. In Britain, they went in winter to the wild hills of the extreme north and west, and they went further. They went to Canada to progress their exhaustive development schedules in the lonely flatlands of Northern Ontario. They went to match practice with theory in the car's structural conception, its safety, power, economy, and reliability, and in the performance of its equipment in preparation for human comfort, its weatherproofing, its heating, and ventilation. The prototype program took advantage, too, of the world's largest private proving ground at Milford in Michigan, where moving parts and controls were subjected to planned repetitive use. This, over weeks of continuous running, made possible periodic precise assessments of wear and therefore of the expected durability of mechanical components, and projected, for example, long trouble-free life for the car's 4-speed all-synchromesh remote control gearbox. There were a stated number of stops and restarts every time round, hour after hour, week after week, to assess the transmission's efficiency and the life of the light, precise diaphragm clutch. It's always possible to get high performance from a small engine by costly tuning and a blind eye to petrol thirst. That was not the object here. This was to be a strong, thrifty, decently quiet saloon having, by sensible design of ample engine capacity with modest weight, outstanding performance, really outstanding. It goes from 30 to 50 in third gear in under 9.5 seconds. That's more than a second quicker than the norm for all its 10 leading British and continental competitors. The driver who wants to can use this roomy car's snap-action remote control gear lever to move from standstill to 50 miles an hour in 13.3 seconds. It's fastest through the gears to any selected speed up to 60 miles per hour, which it reaches in 20 seconds, a very large superiority indeed. Only 2 rivals can make 60 in 22 seconds, 6 need from 23 to 29, and 2 want more than 30. Maximum top speed, 80 plus, best among all its competitors. This is certainly the car for men who want to get there.
This is it, the Chevette, the first of a new generation of Vauxhalls geared to a new era. A beautiful car, but contained within it all the lessons we've learned over the years. Way back in 1971, the Chevette began to take shape, and then the prototypes were proved and proved, day in and day out, over Vauxhall's 700-acre test grounds. Chevette prototypes clocked up mileages far beyond the lifespan of average cars, because we wanted to be sure that the Chevette would be absolutely ready for you. We punished the Chevettes most cruelly, even to the extent of driving some of them into a concrete block at speed. The car suffered on the outside, but inside, where you sit, remained virtually intact. We protected the Chevette against rust to the same high standards that have earned top marks from the AA and the motoring press. We checked that the Chevette would handle immaculately on all sorts of roads, wet ones or dry ones. And we were able to do all this because we have one of the most comprehensive testing grounds in the world. Don't you agree, Rodney Bewes? Now this looks like a likely spot for a likely lad to drop in on. Be our guest and try the Chevette for yourself, Rodney. We say the Chevette is whatever you want it to be. So what does a likely lad fancy? Yes, we see what you mean. Very nice. And the Chevette will be just fine for a quick trip down to the coast at the weekend. There's stacks of room in the back for the most clothes-conscious girlfriend. But the Chevette is a sporty coupe with an exhilarating performance that's quick and fun to drive. Good-looking instruments, too. This L model includes a clock and a cigar lighter, and all Chevettes have an effective heating and ventilation system. Getting a bit warm, Rodney? And the seats recline nicely, don't they? But before we go too far, is there anything else you fancy, Rodney? Ah, yes, a fishing trip with the mates. What could be nicer? Well, the Chevette is a handy estate car. It'll take the rough with the smooth and carry a mountain of gear. Even with the back seat up, there's nearly 9 cubic feet of usable luggage space. And when it's down, you have 18 cubic feet to play with.